Hi everyone, and welcome to my first prep vlog that I'm going to do. So if you watched my video last week, you would have heard me say that I'm going to do the San Marino Pro Show, which is in 17.5 weeks time. So this will be my first show as a figure athlete. The last time I did a pro show, which is my only pro show so far, I did in bikini. So I've now been prepping for just over a week, and you know, it's going well. This is the first time that I've had to prep now for about 2.5 years. So it's been a case of making sure that I'm organised with my food, making sure that, you know, I don't allow myself to kind of do things that are okay if you're not in prep, if that makes sense. So, you know, like some days when you're really tired and you're like, I don't feel like getting my cardio in today, I'll do it later on in the week or whatever. I've had to make sure that I don't allow myself to do those things, and to make sure that I'm 100% consistent with my tracking of my macros, make sure that I get all of my workouts in, and basically just getting back into that more rigid routine of making sure that everything gets done, that I'm, you know, my day is structured, making sure that I'm getting my work done, as well as getting everything kind of sorted for my prep. So that's kind of been where I'm at over the last week, trying to ensure that I'm getting enough sleep, trying to make sure that I'm drinking enough water, because water is a big thing for me. I really struggle to drink enough water. So a few of you have asked me what my macros are and what my training is at the moment, so that's what I'm going to go through now. So for the last week, for anyone that knows me, you will know that I love a good notebook. I write everything down. So in here, I've got my training split, my macros, and I write in here every day what my training has been that day, what my cardio has been, what my macros have been, what food I've been eating. So for me, I'm kind of, I like to write stuff down. So I don't know, maybe it keeps me more accountable, maybe it keeps me more on track that I physically write things down. But, you know, one thing I will say is that I do like to stay active. So I will do an hour's dog walk every single morning. I will weight train. I'll probably normally walk to the gym and back as well, and that's half an hour there, half an hour back. Also, if I have a higher expenditure, then it means that I can eat more food. And I have a really big appetite, so the more food that I can get away with eating, then the better. So as I said, cardio 5 times a week, a long dog walk for an hour every morning. I wouldn't really class that as cardio, I just class that as a bit of extra expenditure. And weight training 6 times a week. So I'm doing 3 leg days, 2 glute and ham focus and 1 quad focus. I'm training shoulders once or twice a week with arms thrown in there as well, and back once a week as well. At the moment, I'm kind of calorie cycling. So on my leg days, I'm having 2,600 calories. Back day is 2,300, and shoulders, arms and rest days I'm eating 2,000. So that does sound like it's a lot of food, and don't get me wrong, it is quite a lot of food. But as I said, that's because I have a higher expenditure, and that's the way that I like to do things. I'd rather be more active and eat more food. Macros, I eat 2,000 grams of protein every day, but it's mostly my carbs and my fats that will change slightly. So on leg days, I'm having just under 300 grams of carbs, back day 215, and shoulders / rest, I'm having 165. So my carbs are quite high as well, which can only be a good thing. I like eating carbs. I find that if I go too low carb, I really struggle. Yeah, I've been doing this for quite a while now, so I know that if I prefer to keep my carbs higher, and perhaps sometimes my fat's slightly lower. I would rather eat more calories from carbs. This is because my energy levels really suffer. I find that I can go quite flat if I don't eat enough carbs. And also, like, having a low carb diet is like a trigger for me. So I can probably do low carb for about 2 days, and then on that 3rd or 4th day, I then start searching for other things to eat. I will then, you know, I'm not saying I'll have an all-out binge, and I'm not saying that I give in every time just because I'm eating low carbs, but that's when I start to get those thoughts in my head of eating off plan. So I'd rather just do things nice and slowly, keep carbs higher, make sure that I am, you know, 100% on track, than try and rush things. So that's kind of where I am with regards to that at the moment. This week on Tuesday, I trained with one of the girls in my comp prep team, Ursula. We did some glute training. She was kind of finding it a little bit hard sometimes to feel certain exercises in her glutes. So all I did was play around with foot positions, make sure that she was kind of doing things correctly. And one thing that I will say that she found was really beneficial, and I know that quite a few people struggle with this as well, when you're doing hip thrusts, sometimes you can get lower back pain, and this is something I used to suffer with, and something that Ursula said that she also had in the past. And all we did was change she was doing it on a bench, which was slightly higher, and we changed it to a box, which was only like 1.5 inches kind of shorter, but it made all the difference, and it made sure that her body was kind of in line, and that made all the difference with her lower back. We also changed her foot position slightly, brought her heels out just a little bit because they were quite close to her body, took her heels out, and that made a massive difference to where she was feeling the exercise. So that's maybe just a tip if you do suffer with lower back pain on hip thrusts, then it might be that you just need to find a different surface for your back, something that's slightly lower. My first kind of vlog over. Oh, one thing I would say actually is that I lost 0.7 kilos this week, which is kind of a nice steady rate to lose. I don't want to lose it too fast. I want to make sure that I keep as much muscle as possible, and so yeah, nice and steady. I've still got 17 weeks. I know that I'm going to have to get leaner than I've ever been before. I've never had details in my legs. I've had a quad split, but I've never seen details in my legs. So still got 17 weeks, and I'm just going to keep chipping away. I'll vlog again soon. Thanks guys.